guys, and welcome back to another episode of Pete's Cookhouse. This episode is dedicated to the Hamilton Tiger Cats for their first season win of 2024. I know, they had 5 games and they haven't won one, but last night, they were playing against the Toronto Argonauts. Our Anonymous. Anonymous? No.
Nemesis.
That too, our nemesis. See, they got me all riled up. We hate them. We hate Toronto. Bah. Do we?
No, we don't hate Toronto.
Yeah, we do. We hate Toronto. Can't stand them. So, to honor the very first win against the Toronto Argonauts, I am creating a very special sandwich for the Hamilton Tiger Cats called the Raw. Stay tuned. I'll get everything ready. I'll be right back. Welcome back. So, the special sandwich, the Raw, is going to be what I planned on doing is a pulled beef sandwich. And there's a lot of pulled beef sandwiches out there. There's all sorts of different ways of doing it. You can smoke it. You can barbecue it. You can put it in a crock pot and all that kind of slow cooker. We're going to be using the Instapot. A little bit quicker than waiting 12 hours on the smoker to get it done. So, and we want to eat, and we have a team to feed too. So, the meat that we're going to be using is shoulder. That's right, shoulder cut.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Chuck roast, also known as the chuck roast. So we have here a little over a 3-pound piece of meat of chuck roast, and it cost us what, $27.
Which was like amazing.
Yeah, it's actually really amazing. So what we're gonna do, because we don't want to put all that chunk in there, so we're gonna cut it into manageable size, and we want to leave the fat on there because fat will add the moisture to it. So we're going to get rid of the bone too. We don't need the bone. So we're going to cut it nice chunks like this. Afterwards, we are going to, so this silver stuff, the silver skin, get rid of that. This is going to make everything tougher. So we don't want that. So we just get rid of it. So you trim the meat, make sure that you get rid of the silver skin and the excess fat. Not all of it, but for just enough. Because you want to leave, like I said, you want to leave some of the fat on there just because it keeps the moisture in. So keep on trimming this piece. And afterwards, we're going to season this. And the seasoning that I'm going to be using is my seasoning. And I'll put the ingredients in the description so that you have everything you need to do the exact same thing with the amounts. So basically, you don't have to write anything down. Just enjoy and watch as we go along. So, this piece here, trim this, that. By the way, the game was amazing last night too. So, if you're a Toronto fan, sorry. Trimming it. Make sure no silver skin is on here. So a 3-pound is It'll be more than enough to feed quite a few people. Probably not a whole football team, but close to it. Okay, so we're almost done here. So, this piece here. I want to get rid of the silver skin on this. All right, now we have our pieces. Let me move this aside. And we are going to now season this. So we will add some mustard to it as a binder, kind of like what we do when we do ribs or anything else. You don't taste the mustard once everything's cooked, so don't have to worry about it. I'll just add generously. Jeez. Still excited from the game last night. Okay, so just apply the mustard generously. And make sure you get a coverage everywhere because you want the seasoning to stick. Corner. So while I'm doing this, I will kickstart the crock pot. Now, the thing about this, 3 pounds, a little over 3 pounds of chuck roast will take about 50 to 55 minutes to cook in the Instapot. So I will put this on sear just to get it ready so that we can put it on saute and start it, and we will add some oil afterwards. But while that's heating up, I'm going to add the seasoning. So this is the seasoning that I made, and the link, not the link, but the ingredients will be in the description underneath it. What I like about this, it's so general. You can use it for beef, you can use it for ribs, you can use it for chicken. It has a taste that marries to every type of meat that you can find. I probably wouldn't use it on fish, but who knows? Maybe some people would. But it has some sweetness to it because there is a little bit of hint of cinnamon in it, and it adds that little different taste, that little different take to it. So again, you do the other side. Mustard. Make sure you spread it evenly. So I know the Ticats only won their first game of the season yesterday, but I think it's the beginning of something. You agree?
I'll let you know.
I think it's the beginning of something. Not a downfall. This time, I think this time they are going to the Grey Cup. Why? Because now they have this sandwich. The raw. the secret seasoning.
You could be onto something.
I know. Get a little concession at the stadium and feed everybody the raw sandwich. Not a raw sandwich, but the raw sandwich. Okay, so we move this thing. You just make sure that you get coverage all over the edges and all that. So mop it around, pick up the seasoning. I mean, it's not a labor-intensive sandwich. This is probably the most work you're going to be doing for this sandwich. And after that, it's a waiting game of letting it time to cook. And after that, we shred it, we build it, and we eat it. That's how it goes. So, I'm just going to clean off a little bit of my hands here. And then we're going to do the searing. So, we add about 2 teaspoons of oil in the bottom of this. And wait for the oil to get nice and hot. Then we start putting our beef in there. Just need something to put the beef once it's cooked. Because you don't want to put all the beef at the same time in there, because it's going to make it cool down too fast. So you'll be putting some pieces in there, make it. That's a nice little sizzle right there. Put these pieces in. Like that. So you sear it on every side, a couple of minutes each side. Once they are seared, we'll take them out and we'll continue with the rest. And once everything is nicely seared, we will put it in a crock pot with some beef broth, and we'll let it do its thing for the next 50 minutes. So I'll be right back once all of this is seared, and we'll move on to the next step. Don't go away. Alright guys, so now that the beef is seared, and nicely seared, these are nice chunks here, we are going to add 1 cup of beef broth to the bottom. The saute function has been turned off, so we're gonna be actually turning it back on here. No, we're not. We're going to scrape off all the charring that happened while we were searing, because all that stuff is flavor. So get a wooden spoon or like a little spatula or something and start scraping off the charring. And trust me, you're gonna love this, because the flavor that's in there is just like amazing. So keep on doing that until the bottom of your pot is completely cleaned and there's no more charring stuck to it. Afterwards, we are going to add our beef to the liquid. I'm just getting all this stuff off here. Fogging up my glasses. Okay. Let's put this up here. Okay. Now, that is all off. We add all of our beef in here. Afterwards, we will add some beef broth to the mix, and we're going to bring it to the point where it basically covers everything. You want to make sure that all the pieces are in liquid so that you get a nice even cook.
Oh.
Am I boring you?
Oh, lack of sleep.
Lack of sleep is not my fault. It's because of Boo. Boo has this tendency of, in the night, climbing up on my wife and staring at her until she wakes up. And that's all he does. He just gets on top, stands on her, and just stares.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so we will add about a cup more of beef broth to the mix. And what I want to do also, add a little bit more seasoning to it. This is the seasoning that we put on it. So we'll just add a little bit more. That's done. We put the lid on this. And we set it for pressure cook for 50, I'm going to put it for 55 minutes. Like that. We start it. Make sure your vent is closed. If you have the older models, I have the newer model, so it automatically closes. Once it gets to temperature and it builds up the pressure, it will lock automatically. The little what do you call it? Little pin here, the pressure pin will pop out, basically telling you that this is under pressure. And even if you try to open it, it will not open. It's locked until this thing actually comes down and unlocks the lid. So now we wait. There is a couple of components that we'll be using, but not much more. We have our bun that we're going to be using to create the sandwich. We're going to create our cheese sauce. Barbecue sauce has already been done and prepared. It's the honey barbecue sauce that we've done and you saw me make. Again, I'll put the ingredients in the description of how to make it. It's very simple, very easy. You can use your own barbecue sauce if you want, if you prefer. This is just my take, my version on it. And I'm also going to add some pickled red onions to the mix. And that's another thing also that I will put in the description, but I'm also eventually going to do a video on it, on how I make it. So it's fresh dill and garlic pickled red onions that we're going to be adding to the sandwich. So until then, stay tuned, and I'll be back once this is done. All right, guys, and welcome back. So our beef is all cooked. I did release the pressure outside. And what we're going to be doing now, we're going to be transferring the beef into this little square pan here. We're going to be shredding it. Afterwards, we're going to be adding a little bit more components to it. But first off, we're going to take our beef out. And this thing is already falling apart. So you get fish out all the pieces. Oh, this is going to be yummy. And remember, this is for the Thai cats. The Argos, I can make you grilled cheese if you want. So, oops. Get all of this out. All this beautiful. Oh, this is amazing. Funny thing is, I've made pulled pork, I've made pulled chicken, never made pulled beef. So this is a first for me too. And to be honest, I'm quite impressed. Make sure you get everything out of there. So, all right. So now what we're gonna do is 2 other trays, 2 forks. We're gonna start shredding this. And this thing, trust me, it's like just coming apart real easy. Back in there. Glasses are fogging up. So get in there shred this beautifully because we're gonna have enough for leftovers. I don't know what I'm eating this week for lunch. So once this is all shredded up, we're gonna do two things. First thing is that seasoning at first that we dry rub the beef with, we're gonna add a little bit more to it, just for flavor. Okay, now we're going to give this a little mix. You smell the spices in here. It smells almost like Christmas. Okay, now next we are going to add some barbecue sauce. And this is barbecue sauce that I've made previously on the other shows. So I will add the ingredients in the description. I mean, like, you can use any barbecue sauce that you want. This one happens to be the honey barbecue sauce. I just like the sweetness to it and the little tanginess that it adds. So we add a little bit, not too much. We don't want to overpower the, we don't want to mask the taste of the beef, but we do want to add that little barbecue smokiness to it too, and sweetness. So now that our beef is ready, we always have to make sure that it's properly seasoned, so we give it a taste. It's gonna be good. Now we let this rest a little bit. Now these are the buns that we're gonna be using. Go big or go home. These are submarine buns. They're not pre-cut. So what I did is I fixed one up. I'm gonna butter it. I'm gonna toast it. So I cut the two ends off. I don't know, for a particular reason I prefer a sub like this where the ends are cut off. So I'm gonna go on the little griddle in the back here, and I will toast this guy up. Sorry if I have my back to you guys. So putting this on the grill here in the back. We're gonna toast it up, and after that we're gonna put a layer of processed cheese, American cheese, at the bottom. We're gonna layer our meat on it. We're gonna put more barbecue sauce and some pickled red onions. Now these, I will make a video of how I made these. These are amazing. They're fresh dill from the garden, and onion, not onions, but garlic clove, and red onions. I mean, so easy, but so amazing on sandwiches. So while this thing is getting a little bit of color, we will get our stuff ready. And don't move. When we come back, we start building. All right, guys, the bread is ready. We're gonna take it off. We're gonna build our sandwich. And this one is called the Raw for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. So we add our cheese like this. Actually, I don't want to. Next, we will add shredded beef. Like this. And let's not be stingy because we are going to be feeding linebackers and line guys and linemen and nose tackles and the whole 9 yards. So, well, that's the plan because they deserve it. Now we add some barbecue sauce on top of this, like that. Then we get our pickled onions, pickled red onions, and we add a layer to that on top of this, like that. And to finish it off, put the lid. And that is your Hamilton Tiger Cats official sandwich, the raw. Don't go back. I'm going to clean up and we're going to do a taste test on this thing and we're going to wrap this up. So now it's the moment of truth. We are, well, not we, but I will be trying this beautiful, and like the sandwich just smells amazing. We're gonna try what I call the raw, the Hamilton Tiger Cats eat 'em raw pulled beef sandwich. So without any further ado, I am going to slice this thing in half because this. Well, okay, yum. Enough contemplating, and here we go. You can't have any. Okay, this stuff is amazing. The beef is so tender, it's juicy. The cheese, the barbecue sauce, everything works together. If nobody at the concession at the stadium is willing to do this, give me a call. I will. I'll go do it for you guys. Trust me. That's a promise. Give it a try. Real easy. Real cheap to make. You're going to feed a whole family. I still have a shitload in the back. Like I said, probably not enough for the linebackers and everybody else on the team, but you know what? It's a start. So, guys, again, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Hit the like button. Hit the notification if you want to be kept in the loop of all the episodes coming up. Congratulations to the Hamilton Tiger Cats for their win against the Toronto Argonauts last night. Saturday, we are Sunday today. And guys, keep going. Just keep going. This sandwich, the raw, it's for you. And all the best, and see the rest of you next week. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.